Richo Jordan Ridley gone with concussion and accidental elbow there. And Anzac Day next week, so he'll be unavailable for that. Jordan Ridley, big out for the game tonight.
Really big out, Luke. He's a great intercept defender, and he's just about their best defender, their best in Ferris last year. So,
hey guys, Big J here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, it's been a pretty busy week, and let's see how the team's gone. So, this week we scored 2,254 points, and luckily enough, we just jumped into the top 1% of all the Supercoach teams. We've gone up 861 positions, and our season rank is 2,327. So we're doing pretty good. Another good thing to note is over here, in our team value, we've actually gone up, I think, about 500k. So when, as I mentioned last week, when you're looking to make a full team, you want to try and have about 12 million to 13 million team value. Obviously that can be with some more expensive guys and some lower guys, but it's a good way to go. So just got to keep that cash generation coming. Quickly, let's go have a look at the team. So in the back line, Lloyd did pretty well. Score of 100 is not too bad. I think there's been a few Sydney injuries, so he should get a bit more scoring this week, hopefully. Bloody Ridley. Well, it was luckily enough I didn't actually have the big C on him. I had it on Gawn. Gawn scored a 172. Can't complain. But with Ridley out this week, as you saw from the video at the start, he's going to be a good loophole option. If we just scroll down, Essendon's going to be playing on the Sunday in the afternoon, so you'll get all these games that you can probably put your C and your vice captain on. So it's not too bad. Some silver lining, but obviously it's not what you expect, it's not what you want, so yeah, what can you do, guys? Bloody Stewart, mate. That North game, ball was either at one end or the other end. So Stewart went massive and also did Zeeble. 152, can't complain. It's actually nice to have him because he's had a couple of under 100 scores recently, so it's good to have him on field. Short, mate, what can you do? When the ball's up the other end, when the opposition gets smashed and your defenders never see the ball, come on, guys. GF, he actually had a really slow game last week. I think that he's going to be a keeper, hopefully, in the position. If not, he should reach about 450, 500k. Could sideways him to someone like Houston, but we'll just see how it goes, with Houston's price dropping after being injured in his last game. GF's scoring wasn't horrible. Let's quickly just have a look. So if we go over here and we pull up Fan Footy, if you guys don't know about Fan Footy, I'll do up a video about it. Just over here to Hawthorn. So it's got all the stats of how the players went. So let's find Supercoach. Cool. So GF. He actually did really well. Just didn't get the possessions that he normally has. Still had his disposal of 92%, which is really good. And then an 89% time on ground. So he's doing the right things. Couple of clangers, but nothing much you can do. He's doing the right things, but just didn't see as much of the ball. I'm hoping Clarko goes and yells at the players, and then that won't happen next week. So definitely keep him around. Chapman was a bit of a letdown, guys. I know I brought him in for Daniel. Was hoping he could keep up that 70-80 average, but a 54 has just kind of killed his scoring and killed his price valuation. So if we check over here, Supercoach Plus, we can see that, yep, he's got a projected of 68, but his BE's already jumped into the positives, so he might only have another 50 to 100k to make, and that's obviously not what we were looking for. So hoping another big score against North this week. Well, hope North wins, but I don't think it's going to happen. And Chapman jumps up in price, so he might reset himself. Nice to see that Cozzy's back. He played alright last week. I think he kicked a couple of goals. Actually, let's quickly check. So, Cozzy... Nope, no goals for Cozzy, which is surprising, but he did get a lot of the ball. So that's really good. A few marks, some tackles in the forward line. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with him, if he's going to stay in the team, but if he does, there's my Ridley cover. In defence, yeah, it's not too bad. 50-50. Alright, in the midfield, McRae's doing McRae things. I was a bit worried. I was like, man, Gold Coast, they're not going to dominate, but I thought McRae and a couple others might slow down and a Dunkley might go massive, but glad McRae kept his score. Oliver was a really good pickup. So if you remember my team from last time, I didn't actually have Oliver in there. I had a cheeky 300 and 400k, but with Sunday teams coming out and Clark not getting named, I was like, better jump on the Oliver train. He's lost about 20k, which is annoying, but 115, you can't complain. I was going to take Titch or him, and Titch scored a sub-100 score, so can't complain about that. Merritt, nice to see a 130 from him in the rain, so I'm really hoping this is kind of up with his scoring, but we'll just see what happens. He got a lot of the ball, did some nice things. I don't think he scored any goals or anything, so the 130 is basically just his possessions, which is really good. Laird, little bit worried about Laird. It was nice to start him, but I was hoping a little bit more than a 103 average, and I don't know what's up at the Crows, so he's either going to be a D6 or an M8. I don't think he'll be a bench option at the end, but I would have liked a little bit more. Bit of faith, bit of pain for that. So Goulden was alright. I think the Sydney rookies have really started to slow down a lot, which is not what people wanted, but the fact that they're going to be playing Gold Coast this week, it's probably the last week you can really say, okay, I'm not going to trade them for a while. Let's see what happens. Tom Powell, he's still riding that wave of 100. It's actually doing him really well. He's got a negative BE, should make about 30 to 40k this week, hopefully, and his spot in the North list is set, so he'll play every week. Jordan, mate, this week was the week to hold rookies, I'll tell you what. Jordan repaid the faith. A lot of people dropped him, banked in, took 80k off him, but now with his negative BE, BE of 28, but he should cycle out a bit more, so looking for him to get to about 250, 280, and then we'll look to trade him off. Berry, man, such high hopes for Berry, but similar to Jordan, I think that he's probably going to go this week or next week. Really, right now, we're going to be looking at banking as much money as we can, and a couple of cheeky upgrades while we can. So that's just what's going to happen. Scott did alright with a 62, and then the other two didn't play. I'm really hoping Brockman comes in this week or next week. Hopefully Clarko decides, alright, playing the rookies is a good idea. I didn't think he did so bad in the game that he came in for to get his first price rise, but yeah, just what happens. Gawn and Grundy, mate. Melbourne are lucky they've got Max Gawn. I know that he's had a pretty shaky couple of previous years, but this year in 2020, he's on a whole nother level, guys. Imagine if you didn't start Gawn and Grundy. Like, you'd be down half a dozen trades, 2 to 3 Premos going up, and you just can't do it. It doesn't work. So I'm really glad that I've got him. Flynn is coming back this week, so I'm glad I kept him along too. I know a couple of people traded down to Sweet or brought in Common, that kind of thing, for the loophole, but, mate, negative 34 average still. So, gets 100, he's going to jump up. I reckon we can cash him out at about 450, 500k, so that's going to be really good for us. Closer to the buys, maybe even take him through the buys if he decides to be a number one spot. So, love that bench cash. Dunkley. Imagine if Essendon had Dunkley. For real. If they had just said, yep, we're going to cash out. You can take a couple of our picks. So good, guys. If you didn't start him, you'd be kicking yourself. So, really glad with that. You got that 148. And I think he's still going to jump up in price too. So, you might even be able to do some crazy stuff. Dusty Martin. He's probably one of the couple of trades at the start of the year that I really wish I had gone for like a steal or someone instead, because he's just so inconsistent. I'm looking for that 100, mate. But Dusty goes big in the big games, and Richmond has a couple of pretty tough ones coming up, so really hoping he does well. Jack Zeeble. Come on. The one good thing about Zeeble doing really well is, obviously, he was cheap and everyone got him and now he's going to be a keeper, but I get to see some North players in people's Supercoach teams, and that just doesn't happen. Avid North fan here, guys, and really loving that he's doing really well. Gets a lot of the ball, takes all the kick-ins. Luke McDonald's injured, which we hate, but he's basically controlling that back line now. And even when he doesn't get the kick-in, he's a bit like Impey and gets the ball next. So it's really well. Does really good. Impey had a bit of a slow game as well. I just think Hawks just really struggled against Melbourne last week, so I wouldn't read too much into it. If he averages around that 100 mark, you'll be pretty happy. And he's still got cash to burn, so really hoping that Z-Ball and Impy become cheaper keepers, and yeah, save some trades, give us a little bit backlog. Warner, so similar, well, Warner and Campbell, let's talk about them both. Similar to Goulden, I think I might hold this week, see what happens with their scoring. I'm expecting I'm expecting Gold Coast just to flop. Be like, hey guys, look, here's the goals, come and kick in the middle, score lots of points. So, nobody, so the rookies should do okay, and there's been a couple of injuries in the back line, so Campbell, hopefully, fingers crossed guys, hopefully goes and sees a bit more of the ball, and we'll go from there. And then Rowe, similar to a Jordan. Imagine if you traded Rowe out of your team. Miss out on the 80 or the 79, but miss out on the score. And I believe his break-even's back in the negatives again. Was reading somewhere just before that he's probably going to get to about 300k in a couple of weeks. So, can't complain. You know, imagine trading him out to another rookie. Rookie gets dropped. Well, you know, what can you do? So, the plan at the moment is hopefully Cozzy stays in. I might actually hold, but we'll see what happens. Jones is actually doing really well. From Port, Lockie Jones. I really want him in the team, but at the moment I just can't field him, and it's really annoying me. I almost wish I didn't take Chapman last week. Went to Jones early, would have saved me a lot of money, and I probably could have done an upgrade this week. So, that's just Supercoach sometimes, you know. These kind of choices really hurt, but if we just look at our prices, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be upgrading Goulden to a Premo, Tom Powell to a Premo when he hits about 300, 400k, and the same with Warner as well. So, what's that? 1, 2, 3. And that means I've got 4 rookies left on field. So, a couple of weeks of intense scoring, but the best thing is, if you guys don't know about FootyWire, I'm going to be doing a Supercoach Resources video, but a bit of a spoiler. If we go over here to FootyWire, we can actually see the break-evens of all the players and how much they're going to be dropping in price. So you guys don't need Supercoach Gold if you don't want to buy it. You can sort by the lowest break-evens, so how much money your rookies are going to make and what they need to score, and also the more expensive ones, which we're going to be doing now. So, if we just take an example, Dangerfield when he comes back, he'll have a break-even of 191, and his average is 83. So he's going to drop a lot in price. But if we look down to some of these other premiums, let's scroll down. Can somebody price? No, average. Cool. All right. Houston's going to drop a bit of price, and guys like Tom Mitchell are going to drop in price too. So coming to rounds 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a lot of the more expensive premiums that were expensive at the start of the year are going to be dropping in price. Like we see with an Oliver here. Let's just do this to show everybody. Like we see with an Oliver, Sam Walsh is doing pretty good, but a lot of these premiums are going to be... A lot of these premiums are actually going to be dropping in price. So Petrarca, his break-even's pretty close to what he is, but your Lairds, your Tom Mitchells, Pendlebury's going cheaper, Greenwood's going cheaper. Guys like Andy Brayshaw started at 540 and now he's 482. And he might even not stay that at the end of the year or in a couple of weeks. Lockie Neal's got a little bit to drop as well. And going on and on and on. Josh Kelly was 600k, now he's 540. And so on and so on. So, what you want to be doing is cashing out a couple of players and then going for those more cheaper options. It's going to work out for you. It's going to be great. Make sure that you've got about 500k per player that you can actually cash in for. So thinking could be like a Chapman downgrade and then an upgrade to someone else kind of thing. So it actually works really well. But that's it for the team. Let me know how you guys did this week. I'll come out, I'll let you know what my upgrade's going to be, having a bit of a think, waiting for teams to come out, because there's no big rush. And like, share, and subscribe, guys. Have a nice day. Bye. Hey guys, just a quick update on Ridley. You know he's concussed, you know he's going to be out for 12 days, but let's have a look at Essendon's fixtures. Essendon played here on the 17th, and 1 week he's out, and because they're not playing on the Friday, he should be eligible to play on the second week of games. So, don't trade him. Don't trade him. Okay.